Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So previously we are see that how we implement the search room functionality. Okay, as you see, as we increase the radius, we can see all the properties inside that radius. Okay, so we successfully completed these features in the last video. Go check this video for more details. Okay, so now what we will do, now what, go to our property section. Here if we select one property in details, as you see there is one chat button, right? So this is the owner details and we can directly chat to this owner. Okay, for that what we will do, we will create one chat screen in our application where current user can chat directly to the owner. For that we are going to use the WebSocket. Okay, and for that we need to create the APIs. As I already created the APIs, I just go and give you the details. Okay, so first of all, create one controller. In my controller folder we create one controller, chat controller.js file. Okay, so here as you see here, this is one method to fetch message between two users. Okay, between two users means the sender and the receivers. Okay, so basically we take the sender ID and receiver ID. Okay, and before that we need to create one table for our database in our PostgreSQL. Go and create this table. Okay, where we store one ID for this message ID. This is sender ID, receiver ID, sender name, receiver name, sender image, receiver image, and text basically the message and created this is one boolean value which is read. This message is read or not. Okay, based on that we are getting. And also there is one optional for the chat list query. Using this by using this index sender receiver from the message table, we will get the chat list. Okay, because we need to display the chat list for, like, if I am the user, how many owners that I chat, I need to list out, right? For this we are going to use this query. Okay, so you can, I will give you the table and chat list query in the video description. Okay, anyway, coming to the code now. Here, as you see here, we basically fetching the message from our message table. Okay, now this is the chat list. Okay, peer info means the receiver info, or for owner the user will be the receiver, and for the customers owner will be the receivers or the peers. Okay, so as you see, this is the code. Let's just do one thing. This is basically I am getting all the details. Okay, then we map the peer info. As I already mentioned, for customers owner will be the peer, and for owner customer will be the peer or the receivers. As you see in the peer name and image, we are adding the receiver, otherwise we are sending just for the sender ID. Okay, because vice versa, it will be vice versa, right? So that's why. So this is our chat controller. There will be two methods, one is get chat list and one is get message. Okay, and for that we need one root, which will be a chat root. Here we basically import our controller, and here we get the chat history from message slash user ID slash peer ID. There will be a peer ID will be created that we need to pass for the chat history, and for the chat list we are simply going to use the chat list and we are going to pass the user ID. Okay, and coming back to our socket.js, in our folder we need to create one socket.js file, because as we are going to use the WebSocket, for that we need to create one server for our socket. Okay, so this is our WebSocket. Basically we are first of all check the connection. If the user is connected, it will display the user is connected. Then we are going to create one room for the sender and receiver. that's why it is using the join room. That the sender and receiver is joined. Okay, and after that we need to send a message where we basically sending the sender id, receiver id, sender details, and every details that we already saved in our database. Okay, after that we are inserting all this data in our message table. Okay, basically save in our database. After that we send all these details to our room. Okay, using that room id. After that disconnected. If suppose I am the user and I am connecting to a owner, if I disconnect or if I clear from this chat, that means we disconnect the socket. Okay, after that is simply I export it as a socket handler. Okay, this is our socket.js. Okay, now coming back to our index.js. Here we need to import we need to import two things. One is http. For that, basically simply just click here. Okay, just do one thing, let's clear it. Okay, for here you need you need to install http, and you need to install socket.io. You need to install http and socket.io. Okay, it will install those packages, and then we are going to import it. Okay, and we are importing socket.io as our server. Okay, after that, as we know, we are going to for now till now we are using the express app. Okay, so now we are going to use the express inside our server, basically our WebSocket. As you see here, this is the app where we are using the express. Okay, and now we are create one server using the http, and here we are include our app. Okay, basically our express app. Now here, as you see here, we import our chat root. Okay, also we are importing our socket.js. As you see here, this is our socket.js, and we are exporting it as a socket handler, as you see here. Okay, so socket handler, we are importing all those two files, then we are creating the root. Okay, this is our endpoint. Okay, now after that we are creating the WebSocket server. As you see here, this is we create our WebSocket server. After that, if you remember, earlier we are using the app.listen. Okay, so now if you already see, we are inside the server, and we include the app inside the server, so that's why we are going to use server here, server.listener. Okay, so now if we clear and run, as you see here, server and socket.io running on the port 300, so both is running on the same port. Okay, now this is for the API part. Okay, so we created our controller, we created our root. Okay, then we created our socket.js. Okay, basically create a server, then we import everything in our main.js, basically index.js, and we created the root here, and created the endpoint, and we send the app.listen to our server.listen. Okay, that's it. Now this is the backend part. Okay, now coming back to our Android part, whenever we click on this chat, we need to redirect user to a chat screen. Okay, for that, go to our user info. As you see here, in the user info there is one chat button. This is the chat button. Okay, here we need to we need to navigate user to a chat screen, where we need to pass the current user. Okay, and we need to pass the peer id. Peer id basically mean the receiver id, receiver name, and the receiver image. Okay, we need to send all those things to our chat screen. Okay, let's create it. Okay, first of all, it will be a synchronous function. Okay, now from as you remember, in our, I think, add.details controller, whenever we create the profile, we created the in our shared preference, we save the user details here as a user data, if you remember. Okay, so from here we are going to get the current user. Okay, so here final. Okay, there is one set screen which is not used in anywhere. Let's just do one thing, let's just delete it for now. Let's see few uses where it is used, but it is not used here. Okay, so let's just do one thing, let's just delete it. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now let's just do one thing, let's just create the set screen in our screen folder. Okay, so it, because it will be the same page for customer and user, so we are going to create inside the screens folder. Okay, okay, and here we need user model. Okay, current user, and we need peer id, peer name, peer image. Okay, okay, so I think it is complete. Let's just import it. Okay, so yeah, set screen is done. Now to communicate we need one dependency. Okay, which is socket io.client. We need this dependency, just add this dependency and just select pub.get. Okay, after that coming to our set screen. Now here let's just import it. Okay, okay, so yeah, that's perfect. Now coming back to this, we need one list for our messages. Okay, so that will be dynamic. Now we need one text editor for our messages. Okay, for our messages. Okay, now after that let's in our init state, in our init state we were going to connect our socket. We are going to connect our socket and we are going to fetch all messages. Okay, all messages, because all messages means, suppose if I am click here and we are going to chat screen. Okay, so we need to we also need to see all the messages that the customer is sent to that owner. Okay, for that we need to fetch the old messages also, and we are going to fetch the old messages from our messages API. Okay, if you see in our using this messages API, we are going to fetch our old messages. Okay, so for that we need fetch all messages. Okay, so let's do one thing, let's create method. Okay, now in socket.io. Okay, so we are using the transporters as the WebSocket, and the auto connect is true. And we are using, as we are using the Android emulator, that's why I am using this IP address with the port number. Okay, so now if socket dot on connect, then let's just do one thing. When it is connected, okay, when it is connected, let's just print it. Okay, let's just debug it. Otherwise we are not going to check that whether our WebSocket is connected or not. Okay, for that let's just do one thing. Let's just print it first. Okay, whether it is connected to a socket server or not. Okay, and here we are going to just do one thing, joining a room for users. As we are creating the room, okay, so here let's just do one thing, current user ID. Okay, so current user ID will be current user dot id. Okay, so now the peer ID will be, so here peer ID will be visits dot peer ID, as we are getting the peer ID. Okay, so we debug it. After that we socket dot emit join room. If I am not wrong, it is join room. Yeah, join room. Okay, socket dot emit join room. User ID is visits dot current user dot id dot to string, and under one will be peer ID. Peer ID will be peer ID. Okay, so yeah, it is completed. Now it is on connect. Now it is socket dot on. Here there is one event, one is one handler. Okay, event is receive message. Okay, so handler data. So here let's just print it. Okay, message received from server. Let's just print the whole data here. Then message is dot add dot data. After that socket dot on disconnected. Here on disconnected, here on disconnected, we are simply print that this disconnected from socket server. Okay, so our WebSocket is done. Okay, WebSocket connection is done, as you see here. Now coming to our old messages, here we need to fetch the old messages. Okay, okay, fetch all messages done successfully, as you see here in our API. If you see messages, first one is user ID, then peer ID need to pass. So first one is user ID, then it is peer ID. Okay, so it will be vice versa for owner and customers. Okay, now coming to our UI part. Okay, let's just design our UI part here. Okay, this is our UI part. So let's coming to this. So here in app bar, in title, we need to display here in row. Basically we need to display the peer image with the name. Okay, let's just do one thing. Okay, let's just do one thing. Let's just run it and check it whether in the app bar we are getting these things like owner name and image we are getting or not. Okay, as you see here, owner name and image we are successfully getting in our app bar. Okay, as you see here, Gunjan Burman, and this is the image, Gunjan Burman, and this is the image. Okay, we are getting the peer image and peer name successfully. Okay, now here we need to display our messages for. Okay, so here there will be a list of messages and there will be an text editor with one send button. Okay, so here basically we are checking is me means whether it is the current user or not. If it is the current user, that is means that is if sender ID is equal to current user, that means it is me. Okay, if it is me, then my message will be displayed in the right hand side. If it is from the sender, or yeah, from me, Gunjan Burman is the receiver, so receiver message will be displayed in the left hand side. Okay, best practice for here is as you see here, we are using the message, then inside bracket we are sending the keys. Okay, best practice here is we need to create the model for this message data. Okay, so but right now I am not using the model, but as I already do many times. Okay, in previous videos how to create the models you use for our responses. Okay, so you can create the model like this. Okay, so here we are displaying the text means our message here. Okay, in our list view. So after the expanded, we need one row where we are going to display our uh, text field. There will be a text field for our controller, and one will be our uh, button for sending the message. Okay, so that will be text field. So now on button click on send button click, we need to send a message. Okay, now we need to create the method for our send message. Okay, so here send message. First of all, and, we need to check if the controller is empty or not. If it is empty, we simply return it. If it is not, then we need to send a message where there will be sender ID, okay. Send message is done successfully. Let's just do one thing. Let's just dispose. Okay, socket.dispose. Okay, we dispose the socket also. Okay, so send message done. We say sending the message. We sending receiver ID, server sender ID. Okay, it is not like this. Sender ID, receiver ID, text, sender image, sender name, receiver image. Okay, yeah, so it is done successfully. Okay, so yeah, everything is ready now. Let's just do one thing. Let's just send one message and check whether this owner is getting the message or not. Okay, let's just run the application again. Okay, something is not right because we are not getting the message. Yes, we are not getting the message. Let's just check whether what is going on. But sending message is display here, as you see here. In sending message, it is sender ID is 29, receiver ID is 27. It is done, and I am sending hello Gunjan. It is showing here, but it is not displaying in here. Why? Okay, error fetching all messages. Okay, I am getting the error in fetching the old message. Why? Okay, why I am getting the error message? Because if you see here in index, it is chat. Okay, our endpoint is chat, and here I am using endpoint is API. That's why I am getting the error message. Okay, let's rerun the application again. Okay, I am getting the old messages. Okay, but I am not getting the old message that I sent recently. Just do one thing. Why it is not displaying? Okay, and now it is working fine. Okay, make sure you check the sender IDs. Okay, sender IDs and message and text here. Okay, I think for that reason I am not getting the current message. Okay, I hope now it is working fine. Okay, and I switch the method. As you know, my method is below the UI part, so I now switch to above the build section. Okay, above build section I added the dispose and the send message. If you see here, send message, and this is the fetch all messages, and this is the connection. Okay, connect socket. Okay, these are the old messages. Now hello. Okay, see, message is sent successfully. Okay, now it is working fine. Now here is a chat section, right? So right now I am talking with this owner. Okay, I can talk to multiple owner. So to list out all the chat, we need to create one chat list. Okay, so as you see here in our drawer, we created one chat list. Okay, if you go to our controller, okay, in the this is one customer controller, this is the owner controller. Okay, this one is the customer controller. As you see, I added one item chat. Same for the owner, I added one item chat. Okay, in our controller. Then coming back to the customer home screen and owner home screen. Okay, if you see here, this is the owner. As you see, I added the chat items in our drawer. If you go to the bottom, as you see here, this is our body section where I add the chat list, and in the chat list screen we passes our user model. Okay, we passes our user model. As you see, this is the user model. We pass the user model to our chat list screen. Okay, also we created one item. As you see here, this is the chat list tile. This is the item we created in our drawer. As you see here, this is for the owner and this is for the customer. Same for the customer, we send the user model. In the customer menu also we added the menu item in here. As you see here, this is the menu item. Okay, do these changes in your customer and owner home screen. Similarly for title, if you see, we add the chat list in the title also. Okay, get title, we added the menu item in here also. Okay, so now when we click on this, there is no chat list. Right now it is chat list. If you go to our chat list screen, so here now there is only one text. Okay, so it is display chat list. Now here we need to display all the chat that current user is doing. Okay, so it will be for the current user, for the customer and the owner, this screen will be same. Okay, so here we already required user model. As you see here, user model is already required. Okay, now here we need one chat list. Okay, so let's design it, then I will explain you. Okay, Okay, it is done. Let's run it and check whether it is working or not. Okay, also do one thing, also in another application, run for the owner also. Okay, to check whether it is working in both end or not. Okay, both same application for the both user, that means for the customer and the owner, and Excel1 is for the owner. Okay, pro Excel1 is for the owner. As you see here, add property button is here, so it is for the property listing. So this is for the owner, and pixel 9 one is for the customer. Okay, because it is for the all properties. Okay, now as you see here, from this customer we are sending one chat, or we are doing one chat in the in that owner. Okay, in for this owner we are chatting with this owner. Okay, so go to our chat list. Okay, as you see, Golab Burman. Okay, so this owner is chatting with the Golab Burman. As you see, if you go for the pixel 1, this is the Golab Burman. Okay, he is chatting with, and Golab Burman is chatting with the Gunjan Burman. Okay, if you see here in the chat section, Gunjan Burman. Okay, and when you click on it, it will display the old messages. Okay, as you see, it display old messages, and here as I see, it is sending hello Gunjan. From Gunjan, let's reply for this message. Okay, okay, so as you see, hi Gola, how can I help you? So now if you go here, as you see, hi Gola, how can I help you? So Gunjan is replied, how Gola, how can I help you? So as you are using the WebSocket, so message is too fast, message is too efficient. If you are using the other services, then it may be late, or we need to reload the chat section. But as we are using the WebSocket, so we don't need to reload the page, it is display automatically. Okay, hi Gunjan, how can I help you? Suppose I have one query. If you send this, I have one query. Now go to this screen, I have one query. Okay, we are getting the messages successfully. Okay, so one-to-one chat is completed. Okay, later on I will try to add like sharing things, okay, or calling features, everything. Okay, now that's it for this video. If you like this video, give a like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel if you are new in this channel. Okay, so our chat section is completed. Later on we will move forward to our RoomHunter or the property finding application. Okay, thank you so much.